Hey there, kids. This is a real short tutorial on how to pay bills on H&R Block Budget Challenge or Budget Challenge. I'm going to use the H&R Block Budget Challenge version for demoing. They're very similar. Obviously, the bills that are due may be different and the amounts may be different, but I just need to show you how to actually go in, the mechanics behind it, and pay the bills. So, if it is Friday, the first day of the simulation, you've received an email that's notifying you of some sort of bill, and you can get that kind of service in the real world, and you would want to log on to your online bank account and pay the bill just like you're going to in this simulation. So in the simulation, you have been made aware of what bill that is, but if you don't remember, or if you just would prefer to go directly online, you can go to the vendor page and click through each of the different bills to see what is due. There are other ways, but for time's sake, I'm going to keep it simple and focus on one thing. So I want to focus on, in this example, let's go straight to the credit card. Now, in the simulation, we know that you're going to incur credit card spending for things like going out to eat or going to the mall or whatever, the kind of discretionary spending most people do. For success in the game, to earn 5 points a day, you need to keep your credit card balance below $500. And the game in H&R Block has started with a pretty high credit card balance of $339.95, as you can see right here. That's what that means under debit. In the other version of the game, I'm not sure what the credit card balance is. So what could happen over a couple of days is this balance could grow. So you might want to pay that down as much as or as quickly as you can. And I will show you how to do that. So the first thing is, if you open up your budget and cash flow spreadsheet, you will notice that you have already put some sort of earmarker in at the middle of the month, like I did right here. We did this in class to remind you that we need to remove that earmarker and then that place marker, and then make sure that we figure out what the bill is and when it's due. So I already went ahead and changed the amount that I'm going to pay on my credit card, because as you can see on the checking account balance on the right hand side, that takes me down to 1 penny. So the other thing to point out here is that the credit card bill will be due probably on the 10th or 11th. So to figure out when the credit card bill is due, we're going to go to Student Home and Vendor Selections. So you go Student Home, Vendor Selections. In Student Home and Vendor Selections, you can see when the statement date is and when the due date is. So as we can see here, the statement day, the day that the bill is issued, is on the 1st of the month. So it's the 31st today. Tomorrow you're going to receive a credit card bill for somewhere around $340, and it's due 9 days after that, plus a grace period day. I recommend to go ahead and schedule that bill to be paid on like the 4th or the 5th, because you want to keep your credit card utilization rate low. Now, obviously, you're not going to be able to pay the full bill, because if you did, let's watch what would happen. You would overdraw your account, as you can see here. So you don't want to do that. That's why managing your money through some sort of system such as this budget and cash flow spreadsheet is so important. So I'm going to go ahead and pay as much of that bill as I can by playing with the numbers on the 5th and making sure that I am not exceeding my checking account balance. So that is just one example of how to manage your credit card. Now, in the simulation, we have, I believe, in H&R Block Budget Challenge, we have a renter's insurance bill due, and yes, we do. So we know we have a bill due when we see something that says View Invoice. If we go to a vendor and click on, let's say, car insurance, there's no activity yet. So that means that there's not a bill due. So go back to vendor. Let's see if there's a cell phone bill due. Nope, no activity yet. So this student has a dashboard alert, and it's probably the renter's insurance bill. This student has already, I believe, scheduled a bill to be paid. So anyhow, let's go to vendors, renter's insurance, view invoice, And as you can see, the bill is to Kristen, and the bill is for $250, and it's got to be paid by 2/9. Now, we should have already determined whether or not 2/9 is a Sunday or a holiday. We should have already put that in our budget and cash flow spreadsheet. So let's see. Yes, so she selected the same thing that I did for my demo, which is the $250 version. So I've already calculated that on 2/9 I'm going to have, or yeah, I'm on 2/9 I'm going to pay my renter's insurance bill. So back to here. You can see that there's not been a previous balance. I've not made any previous payments or had any fees. I don't have any credits or adjustments from before, meaning they owe me money. But there are new charges for $250, so the total amount due is $250, and it's due on 2/9. So now here's how you pay the bill. You simply go to Student Home in the bank. So I just hover over Student Home. I don't actually click on it. And about halfway down, as you can see, bank is an option. I click on bank and it appears, let's see, yes, this student has already scheduled this bill to be paid. So before you pay a bill, go under pending checks to make sure that you haven't already scheduled a bill to be paid. This student has scheduled the bill to be paid on February 9th for $250, and she wrote out in the memo what it's for. So I will show you how to do this, and I just won't actually click the schedule button. So on this side, you'll see what the vendor is, and then this side, the name of the vendor. So we know that we owe renter's insurance, so up populates a check. I know that in the real world, when you do this through online banking, you don't see a physical check, but anyhow, it does at least mimic that process. If I click on the box and then click on the date that I want the bill paid, then it'll be paid on that day. Notice that today is the 1st, and I cannot pay the bill the 2nd or 3rd. I cannot pay the bill today or tomorrow because it takes 48 hours for a bill to process. So that's why you don't want to wait until the last minute to pay your bill. So I click on the 9th, I schedule it for that day for $250. In the real world, you can schedule bills to be paid on that date online. If you were to actually write out a check and post date it like this, they can actually cash it. I would put in the memos line renter's insurance, and then I would click pay bill, and it would be scheduled to be paid. That is it. So if you have any questions, please feel free to email me, and I will be glad to help you out. Have a great day.